And there seems to be a lot of talk about the first 3-4 shots of every single point, and it looks like there's a lot of statistics being shown that the point is won or lost within those first few patterns. Has that sort of been part of what you're dealing with your players as well in doubles or singles, and focusing on the beginning of the
what I tell them is the points are much longer than before. So in the 1990s, the average was 1.57. So at the Wimbledon, the return was not in play 50% of the time. Now the return is not in play only 28% of the time. So so it's funny. So the way people present it is like the game is faster, quicker, shorter than before. The points are longer than before. So therefore, I was on the ITF coaching commission. We were having discussion to give only one serve, change balls, make the service square shorter. We were discussing how to make the game slower because it was boring. The points were too short. Mm-hmm. And then I guess he came and won Wimbledon, and people say, okay, let's hold on now. It seems like people can win, and suddenly games start. There is the big servers start to be less effective. The returners start to be more effective. The game balance, and without changing any rules, the game start to be more spectacular. Okay, so that's it. Mm-hmm. Now the stats are important because people don't practice serve and return. And when they practice the serve is without a return, they put like cans that you have to knock it down. So you see at the end, people practicing the serve when they're tired instead of practicing the serve like after 15 minutes when the coordination is fresh. Mm-hmm. And they practice hitting cans and nobody's returning. So they don't practice even to receive a ball. They don't practice recovering back after a second serve. So they don't practice really serve and return, and that's too bad. So if these stats, which were the same or even worse stats before 20 years ago, it should have been the same thing. Just please practice starting the point with serve and return. Practice also building the point both back. Practice also coming in and passing. Practice 3 dynamics of the point. Starting, fighting in the baseline and coming and passing. Be sure you do that. And if you have to prioritize the starting of the point. Then after that, the rallying, and then after that, passing and coming in order. That will be a very clean thing, and you don't have to back it up with 3. Now, the insistence was so much on 3 or 4 that people think that shot 3 has to be an attacking shot. And when people lose their serve, it's because they miss shot 3, especially on second serve, where they win only 40% of the point. Mm-hmm. So we should practice shot 3, dealing with a tough return, and not just sending an easy ball to smack a winner. So people take the stats and they don't know how to deal with it. And I see in most of the clubs, shot 3 is to give them an easy ball to smack in a corner. Mm-hmm. So they don't, because they don't save the point finish 3 because it's always a winner. It could be like the shot 3 is always a mistake, so they don't get it. And I think stats doesn't make the story behind it. So we have to say after a first serve, you're going to attack or rally. Beyond a second serve, you're going to rally or defend. So when you train the shot 3, be sure you cover all these aspects and stuff like this. Mm-hmm. But there's another but. In order to develop work ethic, discipline, and to have a technique that then sustains fatigue and all this, sometimes you have to do interval training and hit the ball 10 balls, break, 10 balls, break, to develop endurance, to be sure that your players can out-rally. Even if there's only 20% of the points, sometimes a point is decided by 2%. So you have to be good in all aspects. And I like to feel that I develop technique to develop better competitors. That's mean the technique needs muscle relaxation to avoid to get tight. It has to sustain fatigue, so you have to train level, and it has to sustain effort. When you're in full run, so your face is not, you're still in effort that breathe out and stuff like this. So if you want your technique to sustain pressure, fatigue, and effort, you cannot just give an easy short ball, easy ball in the middle and just slack winners and never make them work hard and train, stuff like this. So anyway, the point is a lot of matches are decided also, even if they are less frequent, like 20%. If you play Andy, if you play Djokovic, Nadal, you cannot hit winners by them. It puts a lot of stress because sometimes the second serve starts with a rally, And if you don't feel you can out-rally Nadal, what will you do? No, you feel like there's no way you win the point. Because these stats are very nice, but match are often decided on the second serve when the points start. So it's easy to, oh, okay, an ace. Let's say we play, there was an ace. You miss, you make a winner in the third shot. The stats are very low. But sometimes the match are decided like near the tie break and all this when there's second serve and the points start, and you have to feel you're stronger than the other guy. You're stronger, you can beat the bounce, beat this, you can move better, you're tougher physically. And when you start to be fatigued, you maintain your rhythm and momentum and the quality of your shot. And to have good work ethic, you have to train sometime in a way that doesn't mean that the match is like this. Like if you play table tennis, you may have a belt around you of 10 pounds to jump. So you would say, but you don't play in a match with the 10. Yeah, but if you want to push your limits and to be, you have to sometimes to train differently. So people have interpreted that sometimes in the wrong way. So I've seen like clubs where there's no more running, no much effort, no much things. And their players start to look like shot maker and they lose badly. They don't know how to fight. So we have to just be, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. So in a summary, the points are longer than they were in the 90s. So don't make, oh, in the 90s it was 8 shot, now it's 3-4. Now it was 1.5, now it's 3. Okay, so first thing. And it didn't stop the Spaniard to make these depletion drill and have like 13 players in the top 100 for many years. So we have to be careful about how we proceed that. Then when you develop a player, they have to be a performer. And what is the quality that you need to play under pressure? There's also other variables. And if you want to be tennis fit, and if you want to, there's a lot of variables. And again, and shot 3 is not always an attacking shot. That's very important.
Right.
And the match are decided on second serve. And what do you need to be able to hold your serve on second serve? It's not by practicing attacking shot because you start the point rallying or defending. And that's it. So and very long answer, but it's a touchy topic. That's why I touch a bit my my nerve, which is as a coach. It's people just see these stats and suddenly they change everything and they just make practice go for it on the third shot and they think now they'll develop the next world champion. Now it won't happen. They may even, their players may even be worse than they were in the past.